Hello, and welcome to the Revero Success Story Podcast. I'm Tracy, your host, and we're here today with Austen. We're going to hear all about his success. Hi, Austen.
Hey, Tracy.
I would like you to tell us about your story and begin by starting out with what were your health conditions, what were the foods that you ate prior to coming to a meat-based diet?
Sure. Yeah, so I have psoriasis. If you don't know, it's an autoimmune skin condition. I first developed that at the end of my time at college. So I was about 22. I'm 25 now. And my diet then kind of looked like chicken, rice, broccoli, and protein powder. That's the bulk of what I ate. And I thought that was a very health conscious decision of me to go that route. But, lo and behold, I developed this skin condition my senior year of college, and kind of went through it. It was started as just a little bump, and then it kind of grew, and I also got concerned with that, and went to a dermatologist and told me I had psoriasis and that it's going to get worse. There's no healing it through diet or anything else. Here's a prescription for a steroid cream. You can go pick it up tomorrow. And that's really when my heart just sank and where my journey kind of began. And so when I went to go pick it up and saw it was going to be $300 and I'm going to have to do this for the rest of my life just to suppress an autoimmune condition, that's where I kind of took a step back and I said, no, thank you. I'm going to find a different route. And so that was the pivotal moment for me in my health journey. And so I started where I think a lot of people start with skin conditions, and that's YouTube and Reddit forums. And that's where I kind of fell into this narrative of the vegan diet. And so that's the path that I started on. And really it's just the blind leading the blind is kind of what I've come to realize is it's one nutritionist in a vegan community will tell someone and it's just a snowball effect. So that's where I started. Did vegan for 8 months. My skin didn't get any better. I became really ill, weighed the same weight as I did in high school towards the end of it. And so through those 8 months, didn't see any change in my skin condition. And along that journey, as I was doing more research, I ran across ShawnBaker's podcast with Joe Rogan and how he was kind of on this meat-based journey and how he's healed a lot of people with this, including someone that had psoriasis. And my immediate reaction at the time was just like, screw this guy. What does he know? Meat's acidic. It's not good for you. This is why I have this condition. I'm having to slave over these vegetables because I hadn't eaten it all these years prior. And I think that really just came from because I had been depriving myself of meat, and meat's my all-time favorite food, and that I could be doing this diet and also healing myself. For some reason, I thought I had to kind of suffer a little bit to heal myself. And so.
Oh, wow. So like the vegan diet, wasn't doing anything for you. So, and so you thought he was nuts to talk about eating only meat.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so, I did a few more months of vegan and my skin just didn't get better. The only time I could see it budge a little bit was during the summer when, vitamin D is out and, I lived in Portland, Oregon at the time. So you only get a few months of sunlight during the year. And so I went back to the drawing board, started with then paleo, got Rob Wolf's Paleo Solution book, read that. Loved it. Even though I don't subscribe to the paleo diet anymore, I still think it's a great book. At the time, I was still very heavily based within vegetables. But I remember that very first time I incorporated meat back, I had salmon and some lamb patties, and my body just lit up. I could just feel like this euphoric high feeling when I ate it, and it was really crazy. And so I kind of read into that a little bit more and wanted to explore that. And so a couple more months went by. I didn't see a whole lot of change on the paleo diet, and just jumped straight into carnivore. And I incorporated muscle meat, liver, heart, And within 5 months, it just started going away. And then once summer came around, it's just like, it was just melting off me essentially. And then I made the move from Portland to Hawaii, and that just increased my healing. And so that's essentially my journey with that.
Wow, that's incredible. So you were on vegan and then paleo, and what prompted you to go carnivore? I mean, I know you had heard Dr. Baker, but
Mhm.
did someone
Yeah,
influence you?
it was Dr. Baker and Dr. Saladino. Those are the big ones. I think a lot of people kind of hear their stories. And, I think everyone with a skin condition kind of gets to a point of desperation because it's on your person, it's visible to everyone, especially me coming as a 22-year-old, as in a very self-conscious age where I just wanted this thing gone. And so I was kind of ready to go at any extreme to make sure it was gone. An example, obviously, vegan is one extreme, and then carnivore is another extreme. Um, and yeah, I just think evolutionarily, kind of reading into that, carnivore is the way to go.
So it did take a while, 5 months, right? Is that what you said? 5 months of carnivore. And then, so, everyone really should be patient if they're trying to get rid of something on their skin, especially. And I know it's so challenging for skin issues. My daughter had some hard skin issues also, and it's devastating. It makes you feel like you have the plague or something. It's just,
Yeah, no, I would say it's equally as emotionally damaging as it is physically, for sure.
yeah. But you healed in 5 months basically, and then through the summer. That's awesome. That's awesome. So how long have you been carnivore?
So I started January 2021. So 9 months now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
coming up on a year.
Yeah. Not bad. That's good. That's really, really good. And it's wonderful that you found it when you were young. And
Right.
you look amazing. You're getting lots of good sun, it looks like. In
Yeah,
Hawaii.
absolutely. Yeah, no, and after those 5 months, I was able to, kind of incorporate some like fruits and stuff like that. And this is a diet that I don't think kind of gets old. It's the best food, I think, tasting wise. I don't miss vegetables whatsoever. Um, like I said, I incorporate fruit sometimes if I just have like this craving for sugar or whatever. But it's a super easy diet to stick with.
Awesome. Yeah. So what would you tell someone that's having trouble with the psoriasis? Maybe they just are hesitant to try carnivore because it's so strict.
Sure. Yeah. It does take a certain level of discipline with any diet. I think if you want it bad enough, you'll go to these extremes. And if it's vegan, I know some people still think that vegetables are the way to go. And I say try it, give it a try, give it 6 months, and I think you're going to see that vegan's not the way to go. Maybe it is, maybe it is. I won't say that for sure, but give these diets a try. And honestly, I think carnivore, just from my experience, I think you're going to see the best results.
Yes, I agree. I agree. So can you tell me basically what do you eat in a day?
Yeah. It looks like, in the morning, I'll typically have like hamburger patties with maybe honey if I'm going to go work out. I usually try to schedule carbs around my workouts. And so I'll do hamburger patties, honey, and I'll do about a pound and a half in the morning. And then I am really not hungry until I eat at night, and I'll have steak, maybe a pound of steak or more hamburger patties. And if I have organ meat at the time, I might incorporate liver or heart. And that's kind of my diet, and I love it.
Yeah, sounds good. So do you include coffee, tea, or any kind of dairy like cheese or anything like that?
It's 90% water. I've started to incorporate raw milk, and that's something that's pretty new to me in the last month. And so haven't seen any adverse reactions. And so it's, and I feel great on it. And so it's something I'll probably continue to incorporate.
Awesome. Awesome. Oh, 90% water. That's great.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I gave up alcohol when I developed psoriasis because I know it's obviously not going to help me in my journey. And so it's been a couple of years since I've had alcohol, and that seems to help a lot.
Yeah. So does the psoriasis, does it come from the gut being compromised?
Absolutely. Yeah. And that's where I kind of look back at like my time in college as, I thought you kind of think that you're doing the right thing for your body. But looking back, it's just like I totally was just wreaking havoc on my gut. It's the drinking, it's the processed foods, and it just wasn't doing well with my body. I'm also naturally, I've been gluten intolerant since I was born. And so that really played a role in developing an autoimmune condition.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that would make a difference. Yeah. So you're all healed. I'm so glad to hear it. And your success has been great, getting rid of psoriasis and everything. So did you have a lot of transitional issues when you went to carnivore, or?
Everyone kind of talks about like, that first month you'll get like the keto flu at some point. I definitely experienced that. I jumped straight into carnivore. Day one, it was just meat. And I think I ate about 4 pounds, not knowing like my limits with carnivore. You can get away with just 2 pounds in a day and be completely self-sufficient off that. And so, I developed keto flu around week 2. And, that only lasted for a couple days. And after that, I felt amazing. Like I finally felt my like libido come back, and my performance in the gym was just like through the roof. It's something I hadn't experienced for like a year prior to that. And it's just like everything was just going right for me.
Yeah, sounds like it did go great for you. Just in the beginning, sometimes people do eat more, and maybe because you're so craving those nutrients that you need.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the B vitamins and all that come with, steak and organ meat. I think that organ meat really kind of just took it to another level. I know ShawnBaker doesn't necessarily subscribe to organ meat, but I know other guys like Paul Saladino, that's kind of his bread and butter. And so, when I was able to get organ meats that just kind of enhance things, and also just adding in more fat. So I would get like suet and tallow from a local butcher. And so, if you can befriend like a local rancher of yours, that's like next level.
Yeah, I agree. I think that it's really helpful. And I don't eat a lot of liver, but I do incorporate it here and there. And I think it's good, especially for healing. And it just has so much extra B vitamins and so many things. It's really helpful. Yeah. Well, thank you, Austen, so much for coming to share your success with us. I believe it will help so many people, those searching, especially for the healing of skin. It's such an important thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And, thanks for letting me come on and voice my journey and reach those that, might be going through the same thing that I was going through.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. You have a great day.
All right, you too.
Bye-bye.
Join Revero.health for a 30-day free trial to get access to live Q&A with VIP guests, social community meetings, member discounts, low-carb healthcare providers list, forum, workouts, monthly challenges, early access to podcasts, recipes, carnivore diet guide, fasting guide, shred guide, and much more.